What's cracking, Jack? It's Friday, January 23rd, and you're in the jungle. 8 games on tap in the association. I've got them all for you right here, right now. Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to the jungle. 8 games on tap in the association. We're going to break every one of them down, and I'm going to give you the best side or total and a player prop for each one of those games. Now, treat it like a menu. Take what you want and leave what you don't. If you want to bet what I'm betting today and every day, you can do that by becoming a member at silverbackjungle.com or texting free trial to that number on your screen and taking my free weekly trial offer for a test spin. If you want just my single best bet today, you can get that for just $5. It's called my $5 favorite play of the day, and there's a link for that in the comments section. Yesterday's $5 favorite was the Portland Blazers money line. Congratulations to all who cashed. Today's journey begins in the Motor City with the Rockets on the second end of a back-to-back, catching 3.5 points taken on the Pistons. The over-under, 216.5. Now, Cade Cunningham is listed as questionable with an illness and a bruised hip. He's trending toward playing, though, so we're going to cap this game as though Cade is in the lineup. The Rockets, like I mentioned, second leg of a back-to-back. They lost by 6 last night in Philly. Now, not only has Houston been a bad road team this year, just 11-13 straight up on the road. They've not done well at all the second leg of back-to-backs. They've lost their last 4 straight up in this situation to the Lakers, Jazz, Mavericks, and Kings. The Pistons are 17-4 at home and have covered the spread in 62% of home games. Again, with Cade Cunningham, I like the Pistons minus 3.5, and I like Duncan Robinson, Unky Dunky, over 11.5 points. He's over this line in 7 of his last 10 games with a median of 14 points a game, taking 10 shots and 7 3-pointers a game. Boston minus 8.5 at Brooklyn. The over-under is 216.5. Derek White is sitting this one out for the Celtics. No injury designation. It's just the front end of a back-to-back, and they're choosing to sit him out against the weaker team. Celtics are 8-2 against the spread their last 10 road games, and they allow the least amount of points of any team in the Eastern Conference. They also have a point differential of +7 per game. And they're 6-3 in their last 9 games when lined as a favorite. Brooklyn scores the least amount of points of any team in the NBA. So we have the team that allows the least amount of points in the East against the team that scores the least amount of points in the East. I like the Celtics minus the points, and I like Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. He's over this number in 14 of the last 20 games with a median of 8 rebounds per game on 14 rebound chances. Sacramento plus 11.5, bless their hearts, at Cleveland. The over-under, 233.5. Sacramento might be the least competitive team in the association. They have a point differential of minus 10 per game, which is second worst in the NBA. They score the third least amount of points and give up the third most points. I will lay the points with Cleveland mainly as a fade of Sacramento, but I would consider Jalen Tyson of the Cavs over 15.5 points. The Cavs will be without Darius Garland, of course, Max Strus, and Sam Merrill in this game. In Tyson's last 5 games without those players in the lineup, he's got a median of 24 points a game. Phoenix minus 2.5 at Atlanta. The over-under is 233.5. Suns coming in with nobody on the injury report, first time all season, and they are a dangerous team, Jack. Phoenix 16-4 against the spread their last 20 games against bottom 10 scoring defenses, of which the Hawks, unfortunate for them, are a card-carrying member. Atlanta is 2-11 their last 13 games versus top 10 scoring defenses, of which the Suns are one. Only the Wizards and the Nets have less home wins this year than the Hawks do. And Atlanta has found out that their only problem isn't Trae Young's defense. Pound the Suns minus 2.5 and consider Grayson Allen of Phoenix over 17.5 points and assists. He's over this line in 5 straight games with a median of 22 per game. He's taking 13 3-point shots a game. Indiana plus 15.5, those poor souls, at Kansas City over 226.5. Now the spread is high, but you can't back the Pacers on the road against Oklahoma City. So you have to take the Thunder, who've actually covered this huge number of 15.5 and 55% of their home games, believe it or not. So I would take If you play this game, I would lay it with the Thunder, and I would consider Shea over points, but not my favorite game on the board. New Orleans plus 5.5, leaving the Bayou. Going to Memphis, taking on the Grizzlies. The over-under is 239.5. The Grizzlies minus the 5.5 are the play here. The Pelicans just 3-17 on the road this year straight up, and 35% against this number of plus 5.5. They played once this season in New Orleans. Memphis beat them by 5 there, but the Pelicans give up 122 points a game, second most in the Western Conference, and they have a point differential of minus 7.3 per game. I would take the Grizzlies, and I'd consider Derek Queen, though, of the Pelicans, over 14.5 points and assists. Denver plus 6.5 at Milwaukee. The over-under is lined at 217.5. This is the second end of a back-to-back for the Nuggets, so my guess is that Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon will sit out. I'm not certain, but I think they will. But I like the over. I think this number's too low regardless. The over is hit in 12 of the Nuggets' last 17 road games, and 80% of their games this season have gone over this number of 217.5. Also, 67% of Bucks games have. Milwaukee's games average 228 points per game, and Nuggets games average 236 per game. Denver's on the second leg of a back-to-back, and ordinarily, that fatigue doesn't show on the offensive end of the court. It shows on the defensive end of the court, which helps our over as well. So over 217.5, and consider Ryan Rollins of the Bucks over 5.5 assists. And the last game on the menu tonight is Toronto minus 3.5 at Portland. The over-under 226.5. Now, last night we cashed Portland at home on our best bet, but Denny Avia left that game at the beginning of the third quarter with lower back tightness. Not a good sign. He was wearing a wrap the rest of the night on the bench, and that's a re-aggravation of an injury that he's been dealing with and has kept him out recently. So I don't think he's going to play. Now, he's listed as probable, but I don't think he's going to play. Again, I can't guarantee it. That's just my hunch. I don't know why they would play him again tonight. So we're going to cap this game without Avia. And because of that, I would take Toronto. They continue to be one of the best defensive teams in the league, and their scoring is starting to tick up again as well. 145 2 games ago against the Warriors on the road, 122 last game on the road against the Kings. Those are numbers that the Blazers will have a hard time matching without Avia in the lineup. So I would lay the points cautiously with the Raptors, and I would consider Scotty Barnes of Toronto over 24.5 points and assists. He's over this line in 5 consecutive games with a median of 30 per game. Hey, put your favorite NBA plays of the day in the comments section. If I like it, I'll tail and shout you out in tomorrow's video, and I'll see you next time with a little more money in your pocket.